we are talking about saw safety. So OSHA requires guarding of saw blades. So whether we're talking about a table saw, a skill saw, radial arm saw, etc., the guards must be in place. And if the guards are missing or broken, that saw should be tagged out and not used until those guards are repaired or installed. A great safety device is SawStop makes this brake cartridge. This one is for a 10-inch saw blade. But if you don't know, basically the way this works is if you stick your finger accidentally on your table saw blade, this will sense that and it'll come down and hit the saw blade and instantly stop the saw blade and basically protect you from accidentally cutting off your finger. Again, there are videos on YouTube that you can find to watch the SawStop in action. It's impressive technology. So some saw safety tips: always use sharp blades, never use a dull blade. Obviously for safety reasons, you don't want that blade to catch or overheat, but it can also damage the material you're trying to cut if it's a dull old saw blade. Never operate a saw without all guards and safety devices in place, as we said earlier. Only qualified employees should operate a saw. So if you're not trained how to operate that saw, you should not be operating that saw. Wear proper PPE, so safety glasses, for example. If you're cutting something that's going to produce some toxic fumes that aren't good for you to breathe in, then you may need a respirator or some sort of ventilation above the saw, or a vacuum exhaust type system to get the sawdust out and away from your workstation. Use the proper saw blade for the material you are cutting. There's different types of saw blades out there that are designed to cut different materials. So make sure you use the proper saw blade for the material you're trying to cut. Always practice proper lockout, tag out when performing maintenance or repair on a saw. So the power should be off, the saw should be completely stopped. Practice proper housekeeping. So common sense, don't have extension cords and brooms and debris on the ground behind you or under the saw where you can trip and fall or fall into the saw, that sort of thing. Keep your hands away from spinning blades, or any body parts really, away from the spinning saw blade. If you have a belt-driven saw, again, same thing, guards should be around those belts and pulleys, and keep your hands out of there. Again, that's also why no loose clothing or long hair near a spinning saw blade. You don't want your hair to get sucked in and wrapped around the saw blade, or your baggy sleeves on your shirt, etc. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment for future video topics you would like me to cover.